On a grim day, this tunnel is partially protected from the elements. But the residents are never sheltered from its dreadful truth. They call it the Wall of Death, a story of loss for one housing project 30 miles south of the city. The passage of time has vanished many of these names. It's also added more. We detoured here en route to a town called Oswego to see a man who deals in the art of permanence and erasure.
When you're in a gang and you have those tattoos on your face or your hands, you want that to be seen. But the minute that they decide to leave that lifestyle, the first thing they want is to have that removed, because it's hard to live your life as a new person when you're wearing the physical evidence of your old life all over your face and your hand. Typically, if it's just the outline of the teardrop, they've shot someone. If it's filled in, they killed them.
Each week, Chris Baker takes his kit into the city to work in the community.
It might be a small thing, but it's crucial.
You know, it's hard to get a job if you have tattoos on your hands, your neck, or your face. One of the things I hear from these kids in the city all the time is they feel like they have no opportunities. There's no jobs for them. There's no hope for them. There's no scholarships for them. What's the use of graduating high school when they really look at turning 18 as a major life accomplishment, which is absolutely tremendously sad to me.
The Cook County Trauma Unit offers a tattoo removal service too. Aftercare is important to them. The long-term future of their victims matters as much as the moment they're rushed into ER.
A typical gunshot wound to the brain, and you can see the tract of the bullet. And
the shooting injuries are often similar to ones he's seen in conflict zones. Dr. Bakari calls the work here war medicine.
It's a lot of scatter from the metal.
They're talking in London now about adopting this public health approach to tackling knife crime. Do you think that could work? Does it work here?
Yes, it's not very glamorous, but that's the right answer. They're kind of like child soldiers almost, and so once you take them out of that little army because now they're disabled or they've been shot and they're in the hospital, and they don't have the infrastructure of which requires them to be this child soldier, they're just kids without direction. You know, you really cannot isolate them. You will have to absorb them, and you have to figure out how to do that effectively.
We use social workers who meet with patients and families soon after they're brought to the hospital and begin talking to them about the trauma that they've been through now, their trauma history in the past, and other things that are going on in their lives. Are they employed? Are they in school? Do they have stable housing? Things like that.
The voice of social worker Andy Wheeler, next in the chain of defense.
When someone goes through a crisis, that having someone who is calm and providing them a sense of emotional and psychological safety, it means a lot to somebody. Whether or not somebody fully follows through with a program for a whole 6 months to a year, that's kind of a different story, but when someone's first going through a crisis, people are very responsive.
This is not civilian medicine. Usually,
this idea of in-hospital social support is one that London borrowed from the States long ago. But if the public health approach is about addressing the underlying risk factors of violence, which are many, some say the tactics need to be varied too.
Their heart rate goes up a little bit.
Life leaves its mark on people in different ways. This can never be a one-size-fits-all approach. RiaChatterjee, ITV News in Chicago.